It's this horrification moment you have when you realize you can see that about me, or you receive feedback that you don't think you're gonna
like,
receive.
my mask didn't work this time?
You couldn't see through this? Wait, my energy is awful? I don't know what you mean.
Welcome to Spiritual Girl in a Material World, our second live recording. And so excited to be here. So excited to have everybody here.
Welcome to Galentine's, our Galentine's episode.
Yeah.
Happy Galentine's Day.
Yeah, we're super excited. We just dropped in. We did a really beautiful cacao ceremony opening. You did a beautiful job opening our hearts and the assistance of the cacao. And then the sound healing just kind of wrecked us in a really good way. If you could see, there's lots of mascara running down faces, but we're looking really beautiful and glowing from the inside out.
Yeah, the cacao, we take it in and it starts to crack us. And then about 30 minutes later, we're wide open.
Yeah.
And it was the perfect combination with the sound and the cacao. And hopefully everybody is all filled back up with love.
I think so. I can feel it.
I feel the love. Everybody's beaming.
Yeah, we were talking about calibrating, co-regulating together and getting the hearts on the same frequency. And I think that we did our job here. And we did some of it, but you guys did the work to, you gals did the work to really open yourselves up and be vulnerable and authentic and soft and raw, and what a gift it is to have a space to do that. Natalie and I were talking just right before this event started. We're both like on the edge of tears. Like the tears are at the corners of the eyes. And so we're going to have a good cry after this probably. But we're like, okay, let's just like keep it together long enough to get through a podcast recording. Who knows? I might cry soon.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
yeah, we're just at the stage of life where we cry, if not once a day, like once every other day. You're just moving the energy out, right?
Yeah.
You're just letting it go. We're not meant to hold on to it. We're not meant to like stop up, any of the feelings, but we do as humans, and especially as women, because we're like, we got to hold it together. We have to be strong for everybody else. We have to be nurturing and take care of everyone else. But, we have to take care of ourselves too. So a healthy cry every day if you can. I mean, that's my prescription.
I literally couldn't if I tried.
Yeah.
No way. No, I can't cry every day.
I know.
Not because I don't want to or I don't need to. I just like can't do it. So those who have water in their charts, you probably have, I'm all fire and earth. So I'm like, it takes a while to crack me open.
It took me forever to like get to a place where I could cry, like, and also like know that I needed to cry.
Yeah.
Does everybody know what I'm talking about when I say that? Like those moments where, it's coming out jingly, it's coming out on everybody else. And then you realize, oh, this is me right now. I just need to feel some things, let it go.
Yeah.
I don't have any water in my chart either. It's the air, fire, and earth for me, but the air takes me up sometimes. So I gotta like come back into the body and like let myself feel it. But anyway, we had an amazing cry here at the Galentine's sound and cacao opening.
Beautiful, super beautiful.
Yeah, and it speaks to all of you too, that to just dropping into this safe space, feeling all of the love here and letting yourselves feel too.
Yeah. And for anybody who's listening outside of this event and you're listening maybe later, or you're coming back to listen as a bystander, feel free to drop into a sacred space with yourself. You don't have to come to circles in order to tap into the deepest parts of the heart. And we're actually going to talk today about sacred love and the spiritual love journey and how beautiful and heartbreaking it is, and all of the mess that's kind of in between that liminal space of expansion and acceptance and surrender. Surrender. We'll spend some time there. But it's really important to create sacred space, whether it be in community, which I love so much. Community is where we don't feel like we're alone, because it's easy to isolate in big emotional experiences and times in life. But once we are out and we see other faces, you don't even need to talk about it. If you see other faces and you feel the heart vibration, emanating off of people, you know, oh, it's not just me. Oh, okay, there's a lot more going on here. I'm not in this alone. And so we're going to dive into the love journey. How does that feel? Yeah, the self-love journey, and kind of just like the acceptance of universal love too, and how abundant that is. And it's actually kind of overwhelming once you can tap into that frequency. But Natalie, for you, what was your self-love journey like? I mean, it's never ending, right? Like it's not like, oh, I love myself, and then boom, you've reached nirvana and like you can ascend into the heavens. It's an ever lasting, ongoing journey. But what was like the breakthrough moment where you're like, oh, I'm on a self-love journey?
Well, I remember, so this was like probably 16, 17 years ago. This was one of my like big opening moments. I remember with my first spiritual teacher. She helped me acknowledge, so we're gonna like get to the love, but first of all, she helped me acknowledge how mad I was. Like, speaking of, you know, feeling your feelings, not knowing that you're feeling your feeling, or not knowing you need to feel your feelings. Like, I was in a period of my life where, you know, for all of us, like a lot had happened, and I was just powering through. This was like, you know, right at the start of my awakening. And for me, my crown's tingling as I say this huge breakthrough moment happened when I acknowledged how mad I was.
Whoa, I have chills with that one too.
At everything. Big. Yeah, at everything. And it was actually the permission to be mad that let me drop into it, feel it, acknowledge it. Like, I didn't have to like actually scream or yell or go to like a rage room or anything. I was in a sacred event, a seminar, you know, a several days long event. And I felt so seen in that moment. And I was so safe to acknowledge, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
I was so safe in that moment to acknowledge that I was mad. And it was so healing for me. And it was after that, you know, and I don't remember if it was, you know, fully shifted in those few days or what, but it was after that big awakening moment, you know, as the awakening journey, we have lots of the awakening moments. It was after that though, that I could actually feel the frequency of love, and the love for myself, the love of the teacher, the love of the community that I was in, that was also on this radical self-transformation journey. It was, and then I remember when I could feel it, it was like my whole body felt alive, and the cells were just dancing in a way that they needed to, like they hadn't in a long time. But it was because I let go of the anger. I let myself feel that anger first.
That's unpredictable to hear, right? Like, you wouldn't expect that, oh, what's your self-love journey? Actually, I had to get really fucking pissed first. And I had to get really angry. But that is like the breakthrough, right? Because anger is not necessarily as accepted as love, right?
Totally.
And so it's like this, you have to crack it open to see what's in the Pandora's box, to then be able to sift through all of the things that were preventing you from love.
Yeah.
And a lot of that does come through disappointment, frustration, hurt, pain, anger, rage. Like, how could I possibly feel this? And then the breath of freedom into love. Wow. That's beautiful.
Well, and it was so jarring to me actually to first accept that anger, because I was a motivational speaker. Everybody saw me as like super positive. Everybody saw me as like bubbly. You know, my branding was pink. Everything was like, you know, cool and and hip, right? You all know that. And then this person in my life, she saw right through my facade there. You know, she was reading my energy, which is something that actually all of us do. You know, we sense each other's energy, we sense frequency. I was in a safe place in that moment, and she just acknowledged it. And it was just pivotal for me. And also lovingly horrifying. I call it the horrification process. When I call it's something I've dubbed in my transformation works over the years. It's actually a real thing, right? It's this horrification moment you have when you realize you can see that about me, or you receive feedback that you don't think you're gonna
like,
receive.
my mask didn't work this time.
You couldn't see through this. Wait, my energy is awful? I don't know what you mean. I have a smile on my face and I'm motivating people. I'm getting paid to motivate people, getting paid to be uplifting. And yet my energy was doing the opposite.
Wow.
And so for me, it was really liberating. It was a really liberating moment.
Yeah. That's so powerful. I think that is the permission slip that a lot of us needed to hear, and that it's not some fluffy rainbows and butterflies. It's actually so opposite of that.
Yeah.
That comes way later.
Totally. It really does.
It does.
Awakening in the beginning, and I want to hear about yours too.
Yeah.
It's messy. It's so messy, you know? Show of hands if you have ever felt messy in your spiritual growth journey.
Every hand is up.
You're like, wait a second, this is not pretty, you know? And it's like those memes that you see on the internet where people are like, oh, what I thought my spiritual awakening would be. And, you know, like the butterflies and the cute little rainbows and puppies, like you said, and the sparkle emoji. What it's actually like. And then there's like, you know, the face of like the person who's horrified or on the roller coaster or like smoking a
demons
cigarette.
and fire.
Yeah. It's so real.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about your self-love journey.
You know, I think my first awareness that I didn't love myself was when I was married. Ooh. And that was like heart-wrenching to accept. And it even shocked me of like, oh, I'm in this union and this is what it's all about, right? Like I found my quote unquote person. Turns out he wasn't, but he was my person to bring in my divine little soul child, Quinn. But it was, somebody had asked me about self-worth and I was like, what? And I was like, wait a second, I don't hold a lot of value in myself or self-worth. I had value, but it was very like predictable, like my title at work, how many accomplishments, the achievement, it was my resume, you know, it wasn't actual love. And it was really confronting because I thought, well, I'm supposed to feel love. I'm supposed to love myself, and yet I wasn't taught how to love myself. I came from a family of all women, so again, you would think, and there are fierce women, very independent, very, very strong women, and not a single one of them taught me how to love myself. In fact, I learned how to hate myself, and that like breaks my heart even still thinking about that. And I had to learn on my own how to love myself. I had to leave a marriage. I had to separate completely from my biological family and be totally by myself. And that is where I learned how to detach from outside sources of what I thought love was supposed to bring me and be, to actually find that I had to love myself there without anything or anybody. Yeah. And that's when I fell in love with myself. And now I can love so openly and so freely because I know that my worth and my value and my self-love is not dependent on somebody outside of me. And then it's abundant, right? There's no lack of love. There couldn't possibly be a lack of love because I'm completely full of myself. So when people say, are you full of yourself? Be like, absolutely, yes. I am full of my self-love. I am full of self-confidence. I am full of worth. I'm full of value. Yes, I am full of myself. Thank God.
Yeah. This like divinely healthy way. You know, and you can feel it in somebody when they are full of that genuine love like that. I've been through some shit. And I have found a way back to myself kind of love, you know? And then you can also feel when it's shallow, when it's paper thin, you know, you can see the post, you know, comparison on social media. You can feel when it's not that. You can feel when it's just shallow. Yeah. And those, I think more and more as consciousness is rising, more and more people are waking up on the planet, you know, people are also just becoming more aware and like being able to sense like and see through the bullshit in the world, you know? Yeah. I call it integrity overhaul.
Definitely.
Right now, the planet's going through integrity overhaul. It really started in 2020, and it's just continued each year. And people are being called to higher and higher levels of integrity within themselves and how they show up in the world or online, etc. But you can feel when somebody is really in integrity with themselves, and it's a journey. It's not just like okay, I'm here. I did a burn ceremony, and I'm ready to go. I'm in integrity. With love. If you're new here, we poke fun at the spiritual pop culture
kind of
world,
have to,
because it's very interesting right now.
Well, because
it's
there's
trendy.
There's spiritual bypassing too. We talk about this a ton. Like you can listen to other episodes on that.
Yeah.
But this is what we're talking about is like the real deal. You can't hide from yourself. There's no mask to put on. There's no ceremony that's gonna solve it. It's just you and you, and that's where you find truth and in integrity, right? And in integrity, it's interesting because you might be in this moment like, yes, I'm standing 10 toes down on business in integrity, and then maybe 3 months from now when you unfold a little bit more of the journey, you're like, oh dang, I wasn't as in integrity as I thought. So having compassion for the unfolding too, the love for the self of like, oh, okay, I really, really believed where I was at in that moment. And when you can have compassion and grace for yourself on your own journey, then you can have compassion and grace for those who are around you on their journey without judgment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we poke fun, but we're not judging. It's just like, because we've been there.
Yeah, we've been there. And like, we've done the burn ceremonies along the years where we're like, this is going to change everything. Yes, I'm releasing it now. And with love, that can help. But the spiritual growth process is experiential, meaning you have to go through it and you have those challenges, you have those opportunities. I don't believe that God or the universe tests us. I believe that we get opportunities to practice. Yes. And then, yes, you can grow and move up to the next levels. And we're just all going through that. We all have our soul curriculum and we're growing through it. And those moments, those horrification moments are actually pivotal. And it's how you handle, like Sam was saying, it's how you handle yourself in those moments where you're having that absolutely gut-wrenching, earth-shattering realization about yourself, whether it's an external piece of feedback that came in from somebody, which I believe is, the most powerful way to grow. Yeah. Or, it's an actual just moment in meditation or something happens and you realize about yourself, you're journaling, etc. You're having like that moment of horrification. That is actually, it's, that moment that's painful for your ego, but it's actually your soul's greatest joy, because your soul is going, yes, more of me is now going to be available. More of me is now here. The real me is here. And so treat yourself with love and grace and compassion in those moments when the real you starts to get to show itself. And
the catalyst for that.
You're on the way.
So, okay, one thing, we didn't talk about this, but it's dropping in really strong, and I think it's really important to have this conversation.
Here we go.
So, here we go. Here's the bomb I'm about to drop. Because before I truly loved myself, I would see women who did love themselves, and I was triggered as fuck. But I didn't even want to admit it to myself. And what that looked like was an embodied woman. And I was like, oh, what is she doing over there? What gives her the audacity? This is a horrification moment. Because now I'm like, oh my God, how could I possibly think that about somebody? Like, yes, queen, go embody the shit out of yourself. Like, go do all the things, right? But when you're in the beginning of self-love, an embodied woman can trigger you. It might feel like she's showing too much, or she's being too provocative, or what gives her the right to, fill in the blank. So if you find yourself, because I think that this happens along the way, if you find yourself triggered by an embodied woman, that is just a template and a model for what is possible for you. And rather than finding judgment, find curiosity within the self, because there's more room for you to love yourself in that moment, not dislike what you're not. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. You actually, the way that this beautiful earth plane works and the way our souls are interacting with each other is you actually wouldn't be able to even see it in somebody else unless it was also in you.
Absolutely.
And so, then of course, like what that mirror reflection does to you is going to give you lots of answers, it's going to give you lots of opportunity, but you're seeing it, and you can hold it with that higher level of awareness, higher level of consciousness. You can then work with it, because when you're seeing that actually means it's in you somewhere. And it's an opportunity, it's a doorway to go through to find out more and understand, okay, wait, why is this triggering me? Okay, what is happening here?
Yeah.
And that's a way that we, not to spiritual bypass at all. It's a way we kind of break through this illusion of separation here on the earth plane too. Because we are actually all love. And every single person that you can see is also a walking embodiment of love and a soul who's just been through some stuff, right? Yeah. And so how they're presenting to you in that moment and what you're perceiving is actually a gift in all of the ways.
Such a gift. So beautiful. So if you find yourself like I was years ago, thank God it's years ago now. But if you find yourself triggered, like embrace that part too.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay to be triggered. That's a medicine and it's welcome. So just lean in with curiosity, with an open heart, with love, and just find some grace inside of you for those moments of judgment. We all do it. It's okay. So I got the flash of time. So what we're going to do now is open it up. Yeah. So we're going to do some Q&A from all of you on any questions about the self-love journey, the spiritual love journey, any things that are coming up. Maybe it's a trigger, maybe it's a sticky point, anything. There's no wrong answers here.
No topics off limits.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
If you saw anything too during the meditation earlier, the cacao blessing or the sound bath that, is factoring into your question too, even better. We're here for it all.
Yeah. So we're going to keep the questions nice and concise and tight. Not too much of a backstory. If we want more information, we'll ask. But just maybe your name and your question, and we'll see what unfolds.
If you feel called to share your name, no pressure.
Oh,
yeah. Share your name, because...
Or an alias, or like whatever.
Or your higher self name.
Your higher self, your soul name, your star name, your goddess, your queen name.
Your moon name. Yeah, whatever.
A past life name.
Right now. We're still in the full moon energy too. Last night, the Leo full moon. So this is like, okay, I just have to feel this for a second. Because we both have a Leo in our chart. We talk about self-love, right? Talk about that lioness, that leader, that energy of bigness. That is the Leo full moon. So and also anybody, if you have a Leo in your chart or any Leos, yes, I see my Leos. Of course the Leos are waving. Of course the Leos in the room are making themselves known. That is on brand. But the energy of this full moon though is actually it's potent. It's still with us right now here at the time of recording. So things may be magnified for you right now. And if that is, really presenting itself, trust it. Trust that movement, trust that feeling where you're like, oh, I think I want to share. I think I want to ask a question. Boom. All this energy is supporting you. So it's the full moon. We got you.
You're safe. We've already cried together. So let's just go.
We're there.
All right. Who has the first question? Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
My name's Okay, so I have a question because something came up recently where I felt totally raw. It was like a horrific moment for me. And I'm like, oh my God, that lives within me. And it was so confronting. And at that moment I was in it. So I was like ready to do the work and doing the work and moving through the thing. And then life happens and it kind of gets not even pushed aside. It just, I don't know how to tap into that frequency of what I was feeling in that moment, of that rawness and that pattern and that shadow. And I'm like, okay, I want to walk through the fire in this. And so I'm not feeling connected to that frequency of that horror, which I want to go there because I want to heal that shit. I'm like, all right, let's go. This is a pattern that's been running the show for a long time. So do you have a recommendation of how to expose that or bring it up and be able to work on the shadow aspects that run the show without... Yeah, I don't know how to tap back into that exact that feeling, if that makes sense.
Do you want to go first?
I I was going to ask for maybe a little more information.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Can you tell us maybe just a little bit more about what the pattern was that you saw? And
yeah, it's in just like we talked about the external, like you were saying earlier, and it's like I know that the love I seek is within. I've heard it for so long, but I had this like breakthrough moment last year at like Joe Dispenza retreat, and I'm like, okay, I saw the pattern playing out, and I was like, I know that this is the heart work is my work, and so that's the journey I've been on for the last year, and so I'm recognizing the pattern again of like reaching for the external, like it's subconsciously like doing this, but I was like, this is exposed, like this is here, so reaching for the external to fill this void within. That's the pattern.
That's helpful.
Okay, thank you. You want to go?
You go.
So first of all, thank you for sharing this.
Yeah,
this
beautiful.
is great. This is a dynamic that we actually talk about a lot, something that's really important. And it's pointing to whenever there's like that feeling of something missing, this is a universal experience that we all feel as humans. It has to do with the illusion of separation. You know, you're in a body, this illusion of being in a body and separated from source, separated from love, separated from each other. There's certain patternings in the soul blueprint that present themselves in the form of those wounds. And so that moment is huge because it's pointing to what I call a wound in the field, right? Your soul wound. And we all have a great similar several wounds. And so that moment where you're feeling like it's not within you is actually going to give you a big opportunity to ask yourself like, okay, where do I think I lost this? Where did this first start to present itself? Try to I would definitely create like a safe space for yourself. It doesn't have to be that same energy of horrification. The horrification was pointing to the wound, right? So that horrification moment is really just like that moment of self-awareness where you realize like this thing has been presenting itself and I didn't know it was. So imagine it like it's a present and that present is still there with you. So just sitting with that present and asking yourself certain questions about that awareness is actually going to help you pull up the energy because you're actually in a really good place. You don't have to be in the energy of horrification in order to heal it or shift it. That horrification sometimes is just the shock of the human self seeing something, right? It's not necessarily where you need to stay in order to heal it. The inquisition, then the self-inquiry, or somebody else who's holding a safe space for you, asking those questions is really what's going to start to shift the patterning by giving you even more awareness of where it came from and giving you the opportunity to then really feel it and let the emotion come up. Because the horrification is not actually the full feeling of that pattern. Horrification, like I said, is really just the shock of like, oh my gosh, that awareness, and once you catch your breath, then that feeling underneath is still there too. Does that make sense? Okay, you want to take it from here?
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. That was a good setup for me. Yeah, you don't have to be in the same frequency in which you were triggered to heal. In fact, it's not often that we're in the same trigger to be able to have the opportunity to heal. It's nice actually to be in a more neutral state because then you can think really clearly and diplomatically and very practical, not heightened by emotion of the horrification, but very simply like outside. You can almost put it like on the table and look at it for what it really is without it being super activated within the body. So there's that part. So you don't have to go find yourself back in that frequency. And then the other thing too is so it's this pattern of like seeking external, right? So that's what I understand is, okay, so you're going to seek and seek and seek. Up to this point, you probably have so much evidence and data points on seeking, thinking you found it, seeking, thinking you found it, seeking, thinking you found it. How many more times do you want to do that before you're like, actually, I have it? Why do I want to disappoint myself again? I don't want to disappoint myself again. I'm going to find it here this time. So rather than seeking out, I'm going to seek here and see where I can find even a little bit of it. I don't need to have the big kahuna. I need a sneak peek that it exists within me. And then it's like uncovering the glacier, right? Because it's just enough to know, oh, there's like a peekaboo moment. I have it. And then you can start to explore. So it's like stop the disappointment loop. because you're not going to find it externally. You know this already. That's why you brought the question up, right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. We do this. Oh, we seek external all the time.
Well,
like I was saying earlier, like we forget, and then we have to be reminded by our loved ones or by moments like this of like, oh yeah, okay, I got it.
Well, and it's actually human nature. Our eyes point out. So by human nature, we're going to be looking around us first for information. That's how we are trained to human, really.
Yeah.
And we're taking in information around us first. And so it's absolutely natural for that. It would be really helpful, though, to ask yourself some tough questions about that, too. Okay, what did I think I was going to find? Also, how has this been serving me to look outside of myself?
Yeah.
In order to kind of start to dig a little bit deeper, because our patterns exist. This is a nugget for everybody. Your patterns exist because they serve you in some way.
Yeah.
They serve a version of you. They may not serve the version of you that you want to continue to be or somebody that you want to, elevate into, but they are serving you. So when you start to ask yourself tough questions like, okay, what did I get out of this? Okay, like, did I get a little ego hit to feel good? Or did I get a little ego hit to feel like a victim here for a second because I don't have this thing, right? You start to like really get into that like meat of those honest questions. Then you're going to start to uncover the glacier, right? You're going to start to get, whoa, like truth becomes even more embodied in you rather than just, knowing soul truth. I always talk about this, like just because you know that information, that soul wisdom doesn't mean it's fully embodied yet. You have to look at yourself, like even under a microscope and go, okay, wait a second. What was the ego hit I was getting from not remembering this? Why did my human self not want to remember this? And that's going to give you so much gold. Like you won't even believe it.
Spiritual amnesia. Yeesh. Okay. Beautiful.
Does that
Thank
help?
you.
Does that answer your question? Okay.
Awesome. Okay.
And when she was talking to, I saw an image of literally like a present.
Oh,
So the horrification moments can be like moments of shock when you like pull the wrapping paper off the present and you're like, oh my gosh, this thing is here. And like, oh my God, this thing is here. Why is this for me? Okay. But you had that moment and now the present is sitting here. It was just under, your soul tree here for a minute. And then you just get to pull it out and go, okay, like, let's look at this present now. Like you already had the shock moment. You already had the receiving of that awareness moment. And now you get to go deeper and like pull out the layers or like, and now I'm seeing an image of like one of those like dolls that stack in each other, right? Those layers. So you get to like pull out each layer too. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Great question.
First, thank you so much for tonight. It was beautiful. My name is I just would love to hear you guys talk a little bit about the realm of self-love and the correlation of imposter syndrome, because a big part of my journey and my horrification, the awakening, a couple of them, has been an entanglement in that. And finding like, where was my self-love? A lot of it was wrapped up, or lack of it was wrapped up in imposter syndrome. So I think I just read this book and it was letters to my younger self. So it was like, these beautiful writers and celebrities, right? Women that wrote letters to their younger selves. Like, what would you, so double question here, but about imposter syndrome and how it's wrapped up in self-love and that whole correlation, because it's beautiful and I'm like a nerd for it. But also, for you guys, before you started your journey and making this your life, bringing this to the world, what would be a letter that you would write to yourself? What would be something you would say to your younger self when you were a little bit scared or a little bit of imposter syndrome? Because we've all had it at some point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much for that. I'll start. Okay, here we go.
I can feel it.
Well, imposter syndrome, it just shows us what is really important to us, right? Similar to fear. Fear is our best friend if we want it to be. And I always say, like, bring fear in as close as you can, make it your cuddle buddy, because fear is going to tell you what is really a deep desire for you. Imposter syndrome is also this awareness of higher self is trying to make something happen. I'm not quite there yet. And so again, like, so we're seeking externally, like, oh, that person has it, that person's doing it, the whatever field you're in is flooded and saturated. No, it's actually not. There's room for all of us because we all bring a very specific frequency and it needs to be delivered through you, right? But I think this is more so not imposter syndrome on what's on the outside, but you're not quite at your higher self yet. You're in you're in your growth process. And so if you can find compassion and try to minimize that space between your higher self and you right now, and it gets smaller and smaller, you can feel it's tangible, it's there. And it's, no, I'm not an imposter. It's, I'm growing into her. And I think that's what we're all doing, is we are constantly growing into her. And that, I think that's what I would say to my younger self too. Baby girl, you're growing into her. I know what you want to be. I know what's on your heart. I know what your desires are. You can't have it all right now. You're growing into her. Be patient. Love the journey, because it's in the journey. Like, it's not the destination. We've all got to the destination at some point and been like, so this is it?
Yeah.
But it's the journey that's exciting. I have chills about that too. So enjoy that part and know that you are an ever evolving, beautiful kaleidoscope of becoming.
Yeah. Yeah, I think imposter syndrome is really just pointing you to the places that you still need to grow. And there can actually be, I hold this opinion too of imposter syndrome. There can be some truth sometimes to the imposter syndrome, or, you know, that like that knowingness. Oh, wait, like, maybe I do need to learn more about this. You know, I always say like, it's actually pointing to where that growth area is. Like you said, you know, it doesn't always, I'm in the coaching industry, right? Or we're both in the coaching industry. So there's a lot of people that, you know, try to transcend those feelings of imposter syndrome by saying, oh, I don't need to learn how to be a coach. I already am a coach. Or, oh, I don't need to get further training, right? Like, I can do this. I can be this. But I always say with love, like, wait a minute, if there's a part of you that's nudging you into more knowledge or more wisdom, listen to that. You know, there's actually maybe some truth in here. Your soul is saying, wait, you can, like, here's the, you know, the kind of gap, and here is maybe a step to grow. And so my question would be, in order to really transform the energy of, you know, imposter syndrome, my question would be, once you hear that imposter voice, what do you do? What do you do with it? Do you shut it down, you know, and try to bypass it? Or do you say, wait a second, what are you showing me here? What are you teaching me here? Do you try to, you know, skip over it and try to, like, you know, fake confidence, which can have its place, but you can't fake your frequency. So if there's something, right? But if there's something that, you know, that little feeling of imposter syndrome is nudging you to, I would be curious what that is, you know, for all of us, in order to really transform that energy for good. And this is coming from my own personal experience. You know, I had a lot of people say to me, this was, you know, a long time ago when I was thinking about going to coaching school. I had a lot of people say to me like, oh, you don't need to go to coaching school. That's where my example was coming from. Oh, you're Natalie. It's like Oprah. You don't need any training. Like, and I was like, well, thank you. And I still feel like there's a part of me that's saying like, no, you don't actually know how the skill of coaching. Like, you don't actually know how to coach. Like, go learn how to coach. Right. So I did. This is like in 2017. I actually went to coaching school and I already had my spiritual background. So then I was able to take my spiritual growth journey, my background, and my teachers, you know, teaching me so many things about my own transformation, and put it together with the skill of coaching. So because I went to that school, right. So it was like, oh, pointing to that growth opportunity for me. So that would be my question. And when you hear the imposter, you know, the imposter syndrome pop in, what do you do with it? You know, do you let it shut you down, or do you get curious, you know, or do you try to bypass it? What do you do in order to really transform that energy? That would be my question.
I love that.
Yeah. And then, my message, I guess, to my younger self, I would start listening to my intuition a lot sooner. And now I talk about it a lot. I teach about it. It's a muscle. I teach about it. It's, you know, getting that muscle, getting in the gym with your intuition. It's a muscle we all have. It's just something that you need to work out. You know, now my intuition is extremely strong, and even more strong now the more grounded I am in my body. But back in the day, you know, there were lots of little nudges, and your soul's always leaving you those breadcrumbs, leaving you those clues to get you to your highest path. So I wasn't hearing them or seeing them, or I needed the spiritual 2x4 to hit me over the head in order to get me on the right track again. So that would be my message to my younger self. Great question.
Thank you. Who's got the next question?
So you said the word embodiment earlier, and that is something that I'm thinking a lot about, my own personal journey. And I would love for you both to speak to the idea that we are these humans in these physical bodies, and how I think so much, and I can't speak for everyone, but as women, our experience of self-love often has to evolve into a place where we love not just who we are as people, but we also love the physicality of who we are and the journey and the evolution, because we're not always going to be in the body that we're in the moment that we're in, like God willing, like we're all going to age. And I just think that there's a lot to be said about not like choosing intentionally to not disassociate from our bodies and to experience this life. And I think that there's a lot to be said around self-love when it comes to the physicality of ourselves as well.
Yeah, that's so good. Thank you for that. I actually had that question asked to me earlier today too. So Rick,
Wow.
yeah.
Hey, you wanna
So
go?
apparently this is what's happening today. And it came from a woman who was, because I know her age, she was in her late 60s. And she's like, I don't know what it's like to embody. I don't know what it's like to feel into my body. Can you teach me how to do this? And I was like, oh, and she was like, I was afraid to even ask, right? Because again, we're not taught how to embody. We're not taught to feel into the body. It's all very superficial. And if the superficial isn't where we want, then it's not good, right? And that's not what embodiment is at all. Embodiment is full acceptance of every form in which we transform into. And like my physical body has, it's gone through lots of different transformations and shapes and sizes along the years, and will continue to do so. And there was a point for me too, being a 3-time cancer survivor, of like my body was literally fighting against me. And how was I supposed to love that if it wasn't loving me? And then so you fight these internal battles of your body and what it's doing. But really, when you can find acceptance of like, oh, my body's telling me something here. There's signals and there's information, and how can I lean into that, and how can I love more of that part of me? And what I told this woman earlier was, we have our feet on the ground, except for me. I'm dangling here. But we have our feet on the ground. You know that your feet are on the ground, but can you feel that your feet are on the ground? Yeah. Are you actually aware and connected that your feet are on the ground? Yeah. We can touch ourselves, and you can maybe feel like my fingers are cold right now. I can feel the temperature shift. I can feel on my skin, but can I feel what it's like to be in this body? And sometimes it takes like actually pressing in and being like, whoa, I'm right here. Whoa. Okay, I am a human in a physical body. Like, this is a lot. And it's so big and it's so vast, because then once you get like the physicality part, then you start to understand the universal piece that's inside of you. And then it gets really crazy. And then you're like, oh my God, the universe is inside of me. What do I do with all of this? It's a lot. So I think that there's different phases too, and different seasons of acceptance. And this is an invitation in for everybody to like actually feel your body. First, we have to start here. Like, what is it like to feel my fingertips on my cheeks, And then what does it feel like below the skin? Can I feel that? Or when I have my hands on my heart, can I actually feel my heart? Right now, no, I can't actually. But if I take a moment to go a little deeper and feel my breath first, then I can start to tap into the quieter parts of the body. And I think that's where we start to tap into actual embodiment.
Yeah. The spiritual journey is so interesting, because a lot of the waking up process actually can take you out of your body. to have these awarenesses. You know, you have like, you know, these huge moments where you realize, oh, I'm not actually this body. I'm this soul. I'm having, you know, this huge revelation, right? I know I was ungrounded and out of my body for a long time, years, and, you know, in a great way, doing a ton of work too, but also like very ungrounded. And there's the ascension process, and then there's the descension process. And in a lot of ways, the spiritual maturity really kicks in when you descend back into your body and the truth of this vessel. And the, you know, yes, the awareness that this is all an illusion and this is all temporary, but the absolute acceptance of every second of this present moment and everything that you're feeling. It's actually really powerful, and it's actually even more spiritual than, you know, the breath work that pulls you up and out of your body, you know, or even the meditations that take you up and out. Like, that's why we always bring you back into your body very intentionally. We have to be very careful out there, the spiritual stuff, because it can open you up and it can not be always great. And so, you know, there's a lot of other things flying around. So the descension process is actually extremely, extremely powerful. And when you descend into the body and the truth of the body, you actually can open up to the wisdom that your soul has for you in even choosing this body.
That's good.
Your soul chose this body, you know, no matter what aspect of spirituality you connect to, you adhere to, there's been a conscious choice to choose this body, this place on earth that you're planted, the place that you incarnated, your family. Those are things that your soul said, yes, we're going to experience. You opted in for that. And so when you start to ask yourself, okay, why did I choose this? What am I learning from this? What did my soul say it was going to learn? You are going to unlock new levels of magic and understanding and connection to God within you, to your soul's wisdom, your soul's brilliance. You can go even deeper into, you know, kind of karmic stuff. You can go even deeper into energetic things that you might be carrying, etc. Like, there's so many pieces of like brilliance, pearls, wisdom in every single one of us, in the things that we have set up for ourselves. And it takes a very high level of spiritual maturity to understand even what I'm saying. And I trust that it's coming out perfectly and that you're the right audience to hear this. Everybody's hearing this perfectly, because that is, you know, how I choose to set the intention for these, how we set the intention for these moments. So if you're hearing this right now, if you're really hearing this is high level, but it's actually exactly what your soul and your human self is ready to remember. Oh, wait a second, I set this all up for myself. We don't usually start with that, you know, because that can be also triggering. It can be horrifying. It can be like, wait, what? Why would I choose this? Why did I think I would choose this? We were talking about this on a recent episode. Like, why would I have chosen this for myself? Like, are you effing kidding? Like, I chose this? No. But like, if you really, you know what I'm saying? You really get down into it, you actually will see how freaking brilliant your soul is to have set up this experience for you of this life. And it goes even deeper into your soul's wisdom on your past lives and the karma that you have been through, the things that you are here to transmute in this life, maybe through your body. Like, it always happens through your body, but maybe through the experiences that your body's having, etc. None of it is random. It is all connected and it is all brilliant. So hopefully that lands exactly where it's supposed to land for you, in your body, in your heart, in your soul. We're happy to always have discussions with you too, to help you dive into those types of things that you're wanting to find out, to uncover, and to transform within yourself.
Deep breath. Okay. Woo. Yes, we've got a question.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is. So I've gone through a lot of like spiritual transformation on my journey, and I went from a point where I was extremely dissociated for a long time, and gone through the process of like re-embodying, coming back into my body, and then almost moving through all the fractions of identity and self, and I kind of am at this point right now where almost before it was like I was watching like myself like experience something, but the more that I've become pieced together, the more it's harder to really see it from a like point where I'm really like noticing the experience. And I think that's like maybe a good thing, but sometimes I feel like I'm losing like clarity in the emotion or in the lens through which I'm viewing things. And like, I think maybe that's part of the process, but my question is like, how do you piece through all like to discern through all the emotion and find the wisdom and the clarity to transmute it into something that can propel you forward, for that's in alignment with your highest and truest self, and really put like your gifts and your wisdom out in the world for others to receive. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, here we go.
I always hear it in her voice when she's like ready to jump.
Okay.
I love it.
So what you're explaining is this beautiful mosaic of experiences and the different facets of yourself coming into a new masterpiece. And so before, what it sounds like was these fragments of identity that maybe made sense, maybe didn't make sense together, of like, oh, I'm going to try this hat on, I'm going to do this. And you're kind of ping-ponging through a lot of different things, and all of it is going to make sense. So it's like all of the fragments of glass that feels like were broken apart are being melted into this beautiful new sculpture that is you now. And in this process of the rebuilding and the reformation is this unfolding of the becoming, of course, but also in this, it is inevitable. Is it inevitable that your wisdom will be present for you when you need it? You don't have to go seek it. It will come through you when you are present. And it sounds like you're very present, and that feels foreign to you because you haven't been here before in this kind of way. So it's a new part of you, but it's all of these parts that were scattered and now they're coming together. And so it's actually quite beautiful. And if you can be in the presence and trust, then the wisdom can come through. I got an eye roll.
That's definitely the thing I struggle with the most is like self-trust
Yeah.
and not releasing the self-doubt and fear. So it wasn't an eye roll, it was just like
No, it's okay. It's okay. Because that is what it is, right? It's like, oh my gosh, of course. But I think that's just it. It's trust the discernment and the wisdom is here already. That it's not lost. It's actually very found within you.
Well, and I'm seeing something too in what you're saying. I'm seeing an experience too that I've had too. And I know this. I see this in you. I feel this in you as somebody who's been a seeker for so many years, right? You've been a very serious and very studious spiritual being and student, right? And I see that in you, and I honor that in you. It's very powerful. It's karmic for you. It's past life for you. I see you and your teachings. I see you. Yeah. And if it's okay, there's a message that's coming for you. And that is that now is the time to have a little more fun. And you're not gonna lose and you're not gonna lose that wisdom if you allow yourself to not take life as seriously. You won't have any aspect of you that disappears. You will just get to experience even more of yourself in a way that you haven't before. Does that resonate with you as I say that? You feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Celebration. Now it's time for celebration.
Well, it's a graduation for you. It's a graduation. Should we have the microphone so we can get the second half of this? Yeah, second half of this. Yeah, go ahead.
It's actually really wonderful that you do say that because, like, coming to Phoenix for me was a very studious, kind of like you're saying, very unpredicted, but very hard. And like, this is my beautiful roommate, and like, we are kind of going through this like process where we're closing the door here in Phoenix, like, and she wants to move and travel through Asia, and she wants me to come with her, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. But I do feel that that pull between like, I really want to just pour into like building my life and experiencing it, but there's that studious like I have to like almost prove myself. But I also feel like this pull to really embrace like the freedom and the fun and the life that I like believed that I couldn't have until I became more whole. So
and now it's here.
Yeah. And like, especially coming from like, I can feel the intention and the wisdom and just like the frequency from both of you lovely ladies. And it's just almost like a little like permission like slip to do this.
It should be a big permission.
Yeah. So like I'm so grateful to like be here to like celebrate this mosaic of coming together, and especially with all the rest of you ladies, like it's just been really wonderful. So thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you
so
so
welcome.
much. This is
Thank
so
you.
beautiful.
Yeah. Wherever you go, there you are.
Exactly.
You will take all of your wisdom, all of the remembrance. You will take everything with you when you go and travel.
In this
when you go and have
lifetime,
fun.
in the next lifetime.
Right? I know, but I get it. I do. I truly see it and understand it. Like that part of you that's like, wait a second, like I have more to learn. Yes, you do. And you're now graduating into a different way of learning that. And you're still going to see it through your same eyes. You're not going to lose any of the wisdom that you have. In fact, it's going to just become even more full and be able to overflow out of you, and all the mosaic pieces of you. They actually start to, like Sam was saying, meld together, and then they come out of you less calculated. You know, you don't actually have to think about
Embodied.
it. Yeah, it's embodied. So you don't actually, and it's a this is really a graduation that any of us who've been in this journey for a long time, you go through, but it's hard to comprehend because in the beginning, it's like when you learn how to drive and you get in the car and you're like, okay, I got in the car. Okay, closed door, seatbelt on, adjust mirror,
Clicker,
adjust this.
da.
Car in reverse, right? You know how you're like, when you first start learning how to drive, you're thinking about every single little piece. It's kind of like that in the spiritual world too, in the spiritual understanding of things too. You start to like see things, it's like hard to explain. You see it like calculated, right? And there's this moment happening for you where, you know, you can let go a little bit. And let the pieces meld and let the pieces come together and all the colors and the way that you desire them to. Yeah, they're going to, and you are just going to shine even brighter.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you
for sharing. Thank you for that question. Thank you for being open to share with us and to receive.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Anything else you want to add on that? You're good. We're good.
Well, I want to check on our time because I feel like we're cooking.
I know.
Okay, perfect. Whoa. Call me psychic. It's like I know. It's like I know.
One more question? Anybody else? Like one more thing? Or are we done? Anybody have anything burning? One thing? Okay,
we've got one.
One more.
Final question.
We'll try to be concise in our answers too.
I'll be concise with the question.
Okay.
Too. This has been marinating, and I'm like, no, you got to ask. Okay. Been on the journey, and I know the missing piece is that inner child stuff, right? I got unconditional love from one parent, and the other parent, we have a great relationship now. He was doing his best, but it felt very conditional. If you do these things, then you get the love, then you get the praise. I know that's the block. And, you know, all the reparenting stuff and be with your, like, give me the real talk. How do you fix this inner child shit? Because I know I'm not the only one.
Okay. Yeah. So not the fluffy, like, wait. Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Like, I've done enough cartwheels on the lawn. I
Right.
mean, it helps a little bit, but like, yeah. I need more.
Yeah, truly. Like, I get you. I totally get you. The inner child is, yes, it's about the play, it's about the reparenting, but it's also about accepting the parents you had and that they did the best that they could with the resources they had. There's like just a full acceptance of that, and that we can't change that. No work can change that, right? And so it's, what do you want to do with that now? Like, it's very frank, and it's that easy. What do you want to do with that information now? You want to stay ruminating on it? Do you want to keep looping on it? Go ahead. That hasn't worked, right? It's pretty exhausting. And it's going to give you the same answer over and over and over again because it's historical. It's not present in this moment. And so it's radical acceptance. I don't know if I liked it, but I accept it for what it is. I no longer want to be a slave to that, imprisoned by it. I want to be set free. And so because of that, I'm choosing to move forward, because look, here's the thing is, we don't have to always dig up all of the trauma. We don't have to live there all the time. You lived it. Good job. You survived it. Great. So get out of it. It can be simple. Yes, you can do all the workbooks, you can do the retreats, you can do all that stuff, but you've done that too. So the last piece is radical acceptance. It's almost like being done with your own bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That decision.
Yeah.
Decision point.
And like lovingly, I say that to you.
Yeah.
Because I've had to do the same thing. You know, I was like, I'm fucking done, man. I don't want to. And it's not that I didn't do all, I did so much work too. And I was done. And now I'm done. I revisit from time to time, but it's not like it used to be. So that's the real talk. Yeah.
I have more real talk.
Okay.
I love this. Do you, in your work, I can't remember if you said it in the question or not. Do you know why you chose it? Or is there more there to do? If there is, that's great. But I mean, I don't know if you said it in your question.
No, there's probably more there.
Okay, perfect. So that would be first step. Get really honest with yourself and go, why did my soul choose this? Why did my soul choose this as a parent? Oof, big whoosh of energy as I'm saying that to you. So there's some things there. What did it teach me? What did it show me? What did it finally get me to decide? Those kinds of things, they're going to be really pivotal to shift this last bit of energy for you too. And then the patterns that you picked up from that, I want you to get radically honest with yourself about how they're still showing up in your life now. And go, okay, where am I still where am I mirroring that, and B, still responding to that energy. Okay. Because like still responding as the child, right? That we can call it inner child work or not. I call it energy patterning, right? So your energy patterns, like where in my field is this pattern still showing up? And that radically honest questioning of yourself, or having somebody hold that space for you and ask those questions and let you really just explore that, is actually going to transform this for good. You don't need to go and do any more freaking cartwheels. It's not about that at all. You're also a very studious spiritual student. And to really get to the root of this, you need to understand within yourself why your soul chose it in this life. And also there's a couple of horrification moments coming for you on how it's still kind of showing up in your world now, and how you're still continuing to play that out. And that's why the energy's still pinging for you. It's kind of like a chord that's off key in your energy field.
Fine tuning.
Does that resonate with you as I say that? Yeah.
Yes.
There's something that's like just a really off key noise in your energy field. It's that response as her, to that parent. Okay. You got it. You know what I mean? You're welcome.
So beautiful. Thank you so much for that question. Thank you for everybody else who brought questions. And those of you who didn't get a chance to ask a question or didn't want to share it publicly, you can feel free to DM us. Anybody listening to this after the fact, please DM us your questions. We'll bring it to another podcast.
Yeah. Email us too.
Yep. Email us.
spiritualgirlpod@gmail.com.
Boom. Tag us.
Tag us.
Yeah. On all those things.
And tag our personals. as well. So Spiritual Girl Podcast, but tag our personals too, because I'm getting better at checking all of the Instagram. But I'm like, oh wait, tag our personals too.
Yes.
Love Natalie Hunter and Sam E. Peace.
Sam E. Peace. This was so beautiful. This was so expanding, so heart opening, and such a beautiful return back home to self-love. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Like there's no turning back here, right? Like we've made a vow to ourselves already. So there's no turning back from this point. It's only moving forward and reminding one another of how capable we are of loving so fully.
Yeah.
And,
this was high level.
This was so
really high level
good.
group, really high level discussion, really high level energy, really high level takeaways. Like I can feel if you're a match for this, or even if you're listening to this episode, like your soul is a G.
Yes,
so
ready.
Thank you for being
gangster.
here with us. Seriously. Thank you for being, this spiritual girl here in this material world. And thank you for doing the real freaking work.
Real work.
We can sit here and talk self-love all day long, but like you're doing the work, just by asking yourself these questions and sitting here and having these real discussions. That's how you get embodied.
How you get embodied, baby. So until next time.
This was amazing.
Okay,
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
This was amazing. This was amazing. No,
this
truly.
Is so good.
Seriously, as we, this episode will come out technically after Valentine's Day, but this energy is available to you all the time. This energy of self-inquiry, and it really is like truly the gift of loving yourself, by taking the time to do this work. It's not just all puppies and rainbows, but like giving yourself the gift of freedom is really what I think self-love truly is all about. Yeah. Okay, so we're honoring you all so fully. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you. Now I feel complete.
Okay, now she's good.
She's like, I just need to let her talk for another minute.
I'm just holding space.
Okay.
Give me your finger. Yeah, holding space. Okay. But until next time, my friends, my gals, my spiritual girls in the material world, until next time,
stay tuned.